Hi, folks. Over a year ago, we decided to ask a simple question. What would happen if we designed a smartphone that respected user privacy, didn't rely on big tech, had great specs, and was still affordable? That question resulted in launching Brax 3, launched here on Indiegogo. With the support of our community, Brax 3 grew into the most successful smartphone project in crowdfunding history. It proved the naysayers wrong and our community right. Today we're standing with another question. What if mobile devices were designed with what people actually need and ask from a device? Control, privacy, freedom of choice, and longevity. For years, the industry has told us a familiar story. We're told sealed batteries are necessary for thin, durable devices, that modularity must be sacrificed for performance, that fewer ports mean better design, that lockdown software is the price of a smooth experience, and that always-on sensors are simply something we as users have to accept. We've heard these explanations repeated again and again, often presented as technical inevitabilities. But we don't believe that. And us being us, we decided to challenge this. We believe many of these trade-offs are choices made by the industry leaders, choices that do not serve us. That belief is what led us to our new project, Brax Open Slate. Open Slate is our way of challenging those long-standing narratives and exploring what hardware can look like when it's built to last, designed to stay open, and meant to remain under the user's control for years. Here's what we designed. A highly modular and robust build. The highly modular design allows users to easily swap their battery and also expand their local storage through the M2 card slot, easily accessible with just a screwdriver. The Open Slate is built with longevity in mind. TPU reinforced chassis ensures that the Open Slate will withstand drops and hard knocks. The Open Slate will offer two options for the display, both 12-inch in size diagonal. The base version will ship with a 2.4 resolution IPS display. The Pro version will ship with a 2.8K resolution OLED display with more crispy and color-rich details. Both display variations will support an active stylus pen and multi-touch. Both will be protected by the industry-leading Gorilla Glass, able to withstand drops in concrete. We've selected the high-performance Genio 720 chipset of MediaTek as the best platform for the job. The Open Slate comes in two available configurations, 8GB plus 128GB of storage for lighter usage, and 16GB plus 256GB for power usage and bigger bandwidth. We know what our roots are and where we excel. It's the privacy features. The Open Slate will introduce cutting-edge privacy features, hardware switches that physically disable key device components including Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, microphones, and cameras. Just like the smartphones, tablets lock you to a single ecosystem, limiting your options and making you reliant to a single vendor. We decided to do something different. That's why we are designing the Open Slate to be the most OS-compatible tablet on the market. Apart from Android support, the Open Slate will have native Linux support as well. The supporting operating systems will include Brax OS, Android, and Ubuntu, Linux, amongst others. We're actively collaborating with developers and inviting the community to bring as many operating systems as possible to Open Slate, giving you more choice in a future-proof OS support. We will be updating you on the progress with different OS ports as those progress. The Open Slate breaks free from the limits of lockdown devices, giving you the freedom to choose the system that suits you best. Compatibility is where Open Slate really opens up. Unlike most tablets that limit how and where you can use them, Open Slate is designed to adapt to different workflows out of the box. It includes multiple USB ports, display output to an external monitor, full keyboard support, and active stylus compatibility. Whether it's used as a tablet, a writing device, or a lightweight workstation, OpenSlate is built to plug into real-world setups, not force users into a single way of working. Thanks to the success of our previous crowdfunding project, Brax 3, we were able to climb up the supply chain ladder and gain support from key supply chain players to realize the OpenSlate project running Android and Linux natively on an ARM SoC. Along the way, we learned something really interesting. Most tablets promoted as Linux tablets while being able to boot a Linux distribution are not getting adequately supported on all new Linux versions. To address that, we've entered into partnership with the biggest Linux integrator on mobile devices and have aligned on a plan to properly support Linux distributions on the OpenSlate device. We've done our homework. Feasibility studies are done. Key partnerships are secured. At this point, the question isn't whether OpenSlate can be built. It's whether enough people want it to exist. Community support is how we answer that question. It's how we validate the need, refine the product, and decide how far this platform can go. If OpenSlate aligns with what you believe technology should be, support it when it launches and help us bring more people into the conversation by sharing it. Thanks for being part of this journey. We'll see you soon.